Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Larry Bodenheimer and today we're going to be taking a look at Taskun. Now Taskun is another 32-bit Trojan, which keeps in line with the channel because most of what we review are 32-bit Trojans. We take a look over here, we've got the folder with the file xvsx.exe in it, as well as an MD5. I know some of you like to look at the MD5 so you can analyze the malware either during the video or after the video. So here's your MD5 for the video. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at this in VirusTotal. This has only been out about 4.5 hours as the time we're recording this, but 29 detections in 4.5 hours, that's pretty bad for the malware writer. Pretty good for the good guys, pretty bad for the bad guys. Goes one in the hand. I don't know what that means. So anyway, this is detected by Avast, AVG, BCAF Pro, CrowdStrike Falcon. We've got ESET here, Horong, Kaspersky is here. Of course they are. They're always here. Microsoft, McAfee Scanner, Palo Alto Networks, and of course we're not seeing Bitdefender. What a surprise. So who's not detecting this? Well, first, Bitdefender. ClamAV, I have no idea what CTX is. It might be new. What else? Google's not detecting this, surprisingly. Sophos is not detecting this either. Hey. I might actually have to submit this to them and make sure they're aware of it, or if they're not, they can actually do something with this file, because Sophos is usually one of the very first people to detect this. Pretty bad, honestly. Who else isn't detecting this? Obviously, Webroot's not detecting it, and those are the only big names. Well, MZSoft's not detecting it either, but man, I'm really disappointed in Sophos on this one. Let's take a look at the details. Here's your MD5, your SHA-1, and your SHA-256. Creation time seems to be pretty accurate. This was created today at 7:53. First submission was 8:15. Last submission was midnight and some change. So that was about 4 hours and 13 minutes from now. All right. And then we go over here. Names. We've got this random string.exe, another random string.exe, another random string.exe, and then Swift copy 2209128.scr, which is a screensaver. We go to relations. We have 4 contacted URLs. However, they all seem to be certificate authorities. If we go to contacted domains, not anything too suspicious either. We've got an API domain on GoDaddy, which I never like to see GoDaddy on these because it's usually a pretty good indication. And then contacted IP addresses, not many things. We've got these two 104s and this 172, which have 1 detection. And then we've got a 104.18.382.223 with no detections, and the rest have no detections either. And sorry, and this one is Google's DNS. We got one execution parent, which is another random string.exe. Are you surprised? And it has 29 detections, which this one also has 29 detections. And we have one drop file, which, say it with me, another string of detections and another 29 detections. But, did I say another string of detections? I meant another string of characters. Sorry, I don't know why the hell I said that. We've got GJM knock32.exe zone identifier software.exe.log startup profile data non-interactive, but these all seem to be fine and the rest have not been scanned. Again, we don't spend very much time on behavior on this channel, but I will give you an opportunity to take a look for yourselves and pause the video if you would like. So we have 1 critical, 9 medium, and 2 low crowdsource Sigma rules. Matches rules scheduled temp file as task from temp location by Joe Security. Good job. And we have 2 medium, or these might be low. Yeah, we have 2 low crowdsource IDS rules. All right, and last but not least, community. She reviewed it 15 minutes ago. During testing, she wasn't here, and I was going to be like, I got here before she did, because I'm so funny and cool, and now she's here, and she ruined everything. Joe Security left a comment, as well as Pedic, AnyRun, and Jaffa Cakes 118. Alright, now we can go ahead and minimize this. Let's go ahead and show the programs that we're using, we are using Process Hacker, which I'll go ahead and move over here. We have Fiddler, Process Monitor, and Wireshark. And I will reset these before we analyze the malware. Let's go ahead, and the last thing we're going to do is look at the properties. Let's look at that. No certificate. We go to details, file description, game, product name, sword, copyright, praise, language neutral, legal trademarks, freeze. Okay, and previous versions, of course, no previous versions. Matt, they're just trying to screw with you at this point. It's kind of like if you're smart enough to look at the details before you run it, they're just going to mess with you. At least it has a product version and file version of 5.8.3.9. Do with that as you will. Copyright praise is... I don't know. That might be a little suspicious to me. Be honest. And now that we've taken a look at that, last thing to do is to reset Fiddler, reset Wireshark, and we will go ahead and run the malware. So let's get you over here. Let's pick up Process Hacker, scroll down to the bottom, and go. Go. Do you want to allow this app from an unknown publisher to make changes to your desktop? Of course I do. I installed it for a reason. And it is running under explorer.exe. Let's go ahead and minimize Firefox. And we'll take a look at Wireshark over here. I do see a few connections, but I'm not seeing anything too out of the ordinary. But now we've got PowerShells, conhost, regservices.exe. It's a net services installer. But I'm not seeing any connections that are, you know, sticking out to me. I do see a 104 here. And if we take a look... Oh, it popped up a few service hosts. It might have been something else, but, I got my eye on you, pal. If we go to relations, is that one of the 104s that we saw earlier? 26.13 Yes, it is. Okay. It's just a TCP connection, though. We do have quite a few more connections now. We have a reset acknowledgement. That's always interesting to look at. 162.159.614. It's not there, so... maybe, maybe not. We've got a server hello from 51.104.15.252. That's not there either. Not really anything that's, like, sticking out to me. Okay, now we're starting to see it a lot, though. And then we've got another reset acknowledgement, so maybe something we can take a look at. Other than that, I'm not seeing much. We do have that 104. 151 is fine. Got some multicast listener reports from a IPv6. Oh, here we go. What the heck? We got 5 reset acknowledgements. Oh, 6 to the same IP address. 104.84.231.220. I don't recognize that one. Yeah, that's not here. Okay. And Reg Services is still running, so it's still installing some stoof. Let's go ahead and open a new tab. I'm interested in that one. 84.231.220. If we hit enter, then no URLs invalid. Yeah, okay. Right. Right. Interesting. What else have we got here? I did want to check out that 104, but that's on VirusTotal, so we can just do it from there. Anything else is sticking out to me? Got a bunch of connections from this, this 34.120. Not necessarily suspicious on its own, but if I connect to it, 34.120.208.123, it takes us to a blank page. Uh-huh. I see. I see, says the blind guy to the deaf guy. There's that 104 again, the 231.220. Is that the one that wasn't there that we acknowledged? Yeah, that was the one with all those reset acknowledgements. And now it's just casually running in the background. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in that one. This is a load of horse crap. So it looks like this may be a contacted IP, possibly even a C2 that VirusTotal doesn't have in their database yet. Starting to think with what we've seen so far that that's definitely the case. We've also got some HTTP that we can take a look at later. This 34.120, I'm very suspicious of that as well, and that's also not here. So also something to keep in mind. We could run a who is on that, because that's giving us nothing. That wasn't even close. But it worked. Let's go ahead and put, not that, let's go ahead and put it here. And this is Google? Google LLC. Okay. Registration date is 2006. Earned use by Google Cloud customers. Aha. Okay, so most likely what's happening is this is being sent to a server on Google Cloud. Yeah, so I'm definitely thinking maybe we've got a C2 or at least a website where it's pulling some information. Because, yeah, it's still connecting. If we go all the way down, I don't see it here anymore, so it must be done with whatever it was doing. Now we've got a 173.199.130.30. Okay. 173.199.130.30. And I've got a feeling that's not going to let us connect. It's probably going to give a connection refused or no response. All right. And then after this, we'll take a look at the HTTP and see if anything specific can be seen. Let's see here. Yeah, connection refused. Yeah, definitely interested in that. And that was on port 80. Okay. So now let's go ahead and take a look at HTTP. We've got quite a few things to look at. So here's one, live tile pre-install region. Let's go to HTTP. Okay, that can be ignored. That's just the weather service. Then we've got this, which is a OK. And I don't see a website yet. Okay, that's also... Here we go. Here's one that's not part of that stupid thing. But this pops up a 400 bad request. Okay. Interesting enough. Another bad request. This is a 404. So, not found. 406. Where have I seen 406 from? 406. Oh, what's it called? Not area code. Come on, brain. I can't... My brain's not braining right now. I'm just going to put HTTP 406. I know that's not right, but not acceptable. Not acceptable client error response status code indicates the server could not produce a response matching the list of acceptable values defined in the request proactive content negotiation headers, and that the server was unwilling to supply a default representation. Huh. All right. And that's a 404. 420? Man, we're learning a bunch of stuff today. Method failure or enhance your calm. Oh, I get it. 420. Haha. Lamau. Is an unofficial HTTP status code that is returned by the server to indicate a client error. Interesting. And we've got a 418. What is with all of these? GP 418. I'm a teapot. What? Okay. Whatever. We're going to quit looking at those. Here's an OK. And that goes to a different IP. We could try that. 34, 120. Oh, we've already looked at this, haven't we? Yep, that was the one that went to Google Cloud. Okay. So we saw that. Request in frame. You know what? I'm an idiot. I don't think it's actually been... I think I've been looking at the wrong things. Wait a minute. Go back. Request in frame 404, 420. This may have been completely wrong. So just ignore all those HTTP status codes I was looking up earlier. That was my bad. I am a moron. This is obvious. Okay, and these are certificate authorities. There's that IP again, but I did just try to connect to it, so. So status okay, but we're not seeing anything. because it's not configured for us to view, Batman. If we take a look one more time at the bottom, we're not getting many more things. Let's take a look at this. Reg Services is still running. If we take a look at Fiddler, that's our connection. And we try to connect to that. Didn't get anything. Uh-huh. 173.199.13930. Aha, still connecting. Okay. Now, this says that it is a spreader, and it has persistence. That means it's a nasty little bugger. So, before we restart the computer, I will restart. Don't let me forget. We're going to take a look at process monitor. So, the original name of the file is xvsx, and I don't think it is case sensitive. So, we're going to do operation is create file, and then process name is xvsx.exe. And since there's only a few million events, it shouldn't take very long. Yes, add that please. And we have some created files. It deleted its prefetch, the wow64log.dll. Let's go ahead and maximize this for ultimate coolness. And I'll expand the path a little bit. And what do we have here? Anything that's out of the ordinary that we haven't seen before. It's pulling some DLLs, but we've seen those a million times. That's not very interesting. Native images, xvsx, xvsx.ini, clrjit.dll. I've not seen that one before. Windows forums. So we got 579. That created quite a few. System drawing. But I'm not seeing anything too, like, jumpy outy at UE. Name not found, exe config, accessibility.dll. The whole path is gone, okay. Accessibility.ini is gone. Path not found for MS core c.dll. Okay. Fair enough. mz.dll, Windows codecs. Yeah, none of these are really that interesting to me. Visual Basic.ini. It's a new one, but not much we can do with that. Name not found. Name invalid PowerShell.exe. Okay, and then is directory, so it looks like it tried to execute a directory as a file, or maybe create a file with the same name. There's that UFO that we saw earlier. Uh-huh, I have found you. It seems to have deleted itself. If we jump to it, and it takes me to roaming, but that's as far as we're going to get. Unless. No, that's as far as it's going to let me go. I'll try again, but if we go to jump to, yeah, it's gone. It usually just takes me to the C directory, but I don't know why it took me to roaming if it's not there. All right, zone identifier. We saw that before on VirusTotal. Schedule tasks. Interesting. So it do be scheduling some tasks, not gonna lie. Tyrone resources. So tyrone.resources.exe. Right. Okay. So we've taken a look at all we're going to be able to look at there. Let's go ahead and restart the computer. What the heck is that indicating? Oh, 502. Okay. Let's go ahead and restart this computer and see if it pops back up once we restart, because it hasn't created anything new since it shut down those other things we saw. We've only seen Reg Services, which is definitely being exploited by the malware, but I'm not seeing anything else pop up. So let's restart the guest machine. And I'll probably have to force it, because I think Wireshark was still running. Was it still running? No, maybe I stopped it. I don't remember stopping it, but maybe I did. If you have it running and it's got that dump cap file open, it will prevent you from restarting the computer and you have to force it. I try to remember to do that as much as possible, but I am not very memorable. Gotta turn on numpad. or numlock, sorry. And then as soon as this opens, go, process hacker 2, scroll it down. Do we have persistence? Am I going to see something nasty here? I am going to see something nasty here. And it's gone. No, I saw that. You're not sneaky. And I know you're still here. Why wasn't I able to see it in process monitor? Tricky, tricky. Okay, so we know it starts with UFO. I'm almost ready to try restarting the computer again and seeing if we can jump to that directory. There is another option. If we go to Firefox and go to VirusTotal again, we go to Relations. We should have the whole name somewhere here. I think it was the execution parent. No? Now, I know I saw it before. I'm not an idiot. Was that one of its other names? Where names? It was. Oh? Okay, copy. And then we're going to go here. Not search sock. Go to this PC. And it's working on it. I need you to find me UFOT, and oh, it's F. I need you to find me ufothiotjvodkivs.exe. But I've got a feeling this is not going to be successful. Aha! Yeah, you think you're tricky. You think you're so tricky. So most likely what it's doing is it's creating a scheduled task every time that the computer restarts to run this file so that it can execute the net services installer once again. And then that's the cover name. I see. So it does have persistence. I think that's the first malware we've seen on the channel that both actually has persistence and says it has persistence and actually has it. Tricky, tricky. Alright, it's a nasty little bugger, but I think that is going to be it for what the heck is that? Okay, volume shadow controller. That looks fine. But that's probably going to be it for the video, so I appreciate you all for coming out. If you guys did enjoy the video and you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. And if there is something that I didn't do that you wish I had, please leave that information in a comment down below so that I can do it for future videos. My name is Larry Bodenheimer, you guys have been amazing, and I will see you in the next one.